Okay, so I got your JPEGs to download, um, and I've pulled them both into GIMP. I've told you I like GIMP better than Photoshop. Um, it's free and I like using it a little bit better. Um, anyway, okay, so what I'm going to do is I've pulled both of the pictures in. And you wanted, I think you said you wanted this one as like the base photo. You just wanted me to switch Grandma's face, right? Because this one, yeah, because she's got her eyes closed and he does and stuff. Okay, perfect. So first I'm going to go over to the photo with the face that I do want. And I'm going to grab this free select tool. It looks like a lasso. I'm just going to click on that and then I'm just going to draw around her face. And I'm going to do like fairly close, but I'm not like getting like crazy close to her face or anything. You can see there's plenty of space around, and that's because that's really helpful to help you get it lined up right. So just make a circle around her, and then you're going to come over here to the left and click on the arrows like this. That's the move tool, and then you're going to go Control C and copy. That copies it. Then you're going to click over here on your other picture and Control V, which is pasting it. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do, so I went over, I circled Grandma's face in this one, and then I pasted it over to here. Now, still using this arrow tool, I'm going to move her over to about where I want her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line her up first and get her right where I want her, and then I'm going to have to make a layer. And making the layer makes it so that I can erase everything around her. So first you're going to line her up. So I get her close so that it looks pretty close with like the outlines of everything else. And then I'm going to bring my opacity down here in the bottom right down, and I'm going to zoom in on her. And then what that does is that allows me to move it around until those two match up. See how her hair and her eyes are matching up. Obviously her mouth doesn't because it looks different, but her hair and her eyes are in the same place. That's going to make it the easiest for us. So I bring my opacity back up, and then if you click anywhere outside of this circle, if you're inside the circle, you can move it around with this tool, but if you're outside of it, there's like a little anchor on the tool, and so it will anchor the floating area down. So I'm going to click like that, and that anchors it down. Now for this one, you could probably get away with just doing that, but you're leaving like a little bit of funkiness on here, and like her sweater's like a little weird, and I feel like his beard is a little, oh, right here. Can you see that on him? On his beard and glasses. So we got it close, but it's not quite. So once we've anchored it like that, you're going to copy again. Copy the entire picture, and then you're going to undo it all the way until that's gone. So it's back to your original picture. Now, we're going to paste the entire picture with her face in the right place on top of this one, but we're going to do it on a layer. So come to this the bottom right corner, click on layer, and then you want your layer, it doesn't matter what it's named or anything. The mode, you want it to be normal, and the fill width, you want to be transparency. And you're just going to push OK. That's going to put a layer. So now there's two layers on your photo. There's this one and there's this empty layer. What you'll do now is you'll Control V. You're going to paste that other one on so you can see her face is there. And then while you've got that one selected, the one you just pasted on the top, you're going to right click on that, and you are going to, oh, sorry, before you do that. Okay, so while you've got that new layer selected, you're going to click down here on this anchor. So it says anchor to floating layer. Now you've got two layers. So if I got rid of this one, then you can see Grandma's face changes because I'm not viewing that top layer. Now when I do view it, see that. Okay, so now you're going to right click and you're going to add a layer mask. Now the layer mask, you want it to be white, full opacity. You're just going to push OK. Okay, now this is why you want to do that. Now if you were if you take your paintbrush, let me show you. I could take that paintbrush and draw right over her, and it erases the top layer off. So I'm going to undo that. And so what we can do then is we can just come in and we can erase that top layer that we added of her off of him, and we can even like erase these to make them nice and sharp, kind of put her back where she was. You just don't want to get too close to her face, but you can erase to kind of fix like him, all that kind of stuff. But see, then if I get too close, now I'm getting her hair, which I don't want to do. So I want to undo that and then just come in right in the spots that I want. Like, that was a little too close again. Like that. Okay, and then that's how you would do it. If you do it, so I know that seems excessive to have to do like all the copying, pasting, layer stuff, but what that means is that when you put a different face on her, I don't have to rebuild by hand all of like the parts of him that were weird or him, or rebuild her sweater or things like that. All I have to do is erase it off. So that really is, when it comes down to it, the easiest and fastest way to make it look natural. And I like to make sure I grab like her whole neck and everything, because trying to stick somebody's head on a neck is pretty tricky to get it, because they move, just even if they move a little bit, it looks wonky. So if we keep the neck there, then we can make it look good. And then once I'm like done with that layer and done doing that, you're just going to come up to layer up at the top, and you're just going to flatten, image, flatten, image. And that's going to take away that double layer. So you've just got one layer now, and you can just go ahead and save it. And then one other kind of silly thing about GIMP is that instead of Control S, saving an image in GIMP is not actually what you're doing. Actually, what you're doing in any program with photos is exporting, because you're exporting it as a different file. But Adobe products like Lightroom and stuff don't call it export. They just call it save for convenience. But GIMP calls it export. So I do Control Shift E, or you can just go File and Export. Where is that? Anyway, Control Shift E, and then you can just save it right as the name that you've already named it. Or sometimes if I want to be able to see the changes that I've made, I'll just add like an A or a 1 or something to it at the end. But you just export it like that. And, oh, it's not going to let me because I didn't save your photos to my desktop. I just had them saved from the email, or opened them from the email. Anyway, that's what you're going to do. So you're going to export it out. And I know that seems like a lot, but I actually I keep getting kind of mixed up because I'm so fast at it that I don't even pay attention to like which one of these up here has flatten image. I just like know exactly where it is. So it makes it really quick and easy. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. GIMP is also what I would use to like clean up the background, or clean up wrinkles or acne or anything like that. I do all of that in GIMP because it's a lot easier. So yeah, if you want to see those, let me know. Otherwise, good luck. These look really good. I love them. You did a great job.